Here is the wickedly pink vest crochet pattern. It is constructed using a granny square technique along with a crochet stitch for the sides and for the shoulder seams. This vest is reversible with each side being constructed the same way. This vest allows for very flexible sizing in its construction. The yarn used for this vest is the colorway Galinda from Trilogy Yarns with its glamorous base. The glamorous base is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. The other color that was used is Bare Naked, also from Trilogy, and also the glamorous base. With a crochet hook size D3 3.25 millimeters, we will start by doing magic loop. Wrap the yarn around your fingers twice, then place your crochet hook into the 2 loops. Wrap the yarn around the crochet hook and bring it through. Now, place your yarn over your crochet hook and pull your stitch through. Then insert your crochet hook into both loops of magic loop. Pull the yarn around, pull the yarn through, and then you're going to wrap the yarn around and pull through both loops to create your stitch. Now you're going to repeat that. Insert the crochet hook into the 2 loops, wrap your yarn around, pull it through, wrap your yarn around the hook again, and pull the yarn through both loops. You will do that a total of 3 times. When you join your stitches in the round, you should end up with a total of 4 stitches around the circle, 1 for each of the corners of the square. Once you have repeated that 3 times with your 3 stitches, you are ready to close the magic loop. Begin by pulling the end of the tail. This will decrease one of the loops within magic circle. Grab that circle that was just decreasing and pull the inner one closed and tight. You can then go back to pulling the tail to close the outer loop of magic circle. Fully close magic loop, take your crochet hook and insert it into the first 2 loops on your stitch. Yarn over and pull that yarn over through both stitches. You will now have 4 stitches going around the edge of your magic loop. To begin this pattern, you are going to chain 3. So chain 1 by wrapping your yarn around your crochet hook and pulling that yarn through the loop. You do that 3 times. Then we are going to double crochet. So wrap your yarn around the needle, insert your needle into that same loop, that you chained from. Wrap the yarn around the needle again, wrap the yarn around the needle and pull through 2, wrap the yarn around the needle and pull through 2. Wrap your yarn around the needle, insert into the same hole, wrap your yarn around the needle and pull through, wrap around the needle and pull through 2 loops, wrap around the needle and pull through 2 loops again. You will have a chain loop stitch and then 2 double crochets coming out of that stitch. So you'll have a total of 3 in there. And then what you're going to do is chain 1. Then you're going to wrap your yarn around your needle and you're going to go into the next stitch on your magic loop. And do a double crochet. So insert your hook through that secondary stitch, wrap the yarn around your needle, pull through, wrap your yarn around your needle and pull through 2 stitches, and wrap the yarn around the needle and pull through the 2 stitches. And you're going to do that total of 3 times in that stitch. Repeat that until you get to your first stitch with the 3 chain stitches. Now that we've got to our first stitch with the 3 chain stitches, we are going to insert our crochet hook into the top of those 3 chain stitches, and we are going to chain 1 into there to join it together. So before I was using the Bare Naked colorway from Trilogy Yarns, I'm going to add the secondary color, which is Galinda from Trilogy Yarns. Both of them are the glamorous base. So to do that, I am going to go ahead and chain with the Galinda, but I'm going to wrap the Bare Naked around the Galinda colorway to help lock that in place and reduce the number of ends that need to be woven in. And I'm going to repeat doing that for those 3 stitches as I go up. So again, starting with double crochet in that same stitch that I did the chain stitch in. So this is the corner stitch, so we are going to chain 1, and then we are going to do 3 double crochets again, and this is the same stitch in which we did our 3 chain stitches in. The 3 double crochets, once complete, look very similar to a triangle. What really separates them out is that chain 1 in between. That is where you are inserting your crochet hook as you do each next set of stitches. So here we're going to chain 1 because we're ready to go to the next set. we're looking for that chain gap between each of those 3 double crochets, which is right there. So we're going to go ahead and double crochet into that slot, and then we're going to do that 3 times. Now, since this is one of our corner stitches, we are going to chain 1, and then we are going to do the 3 double crochets again. And we just keep on doing that until we get to the beginning of the yarn on this round. To join the ends together, we're going to do what we did before, and we are just going to go ahead and chain 1 through the previous stitch on the round and pull it through both loops. Now we are going to change colors again by swapping from Galinda to the Bare Naked. Again, as we do the chain 3 to start the next row, I'm going to wrap around the Galinda yarn around the Bare Naked, so we don't have quite as many ends that we have to weave in. And again, in that same gap where we just had the 3 chains come from, we are going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets. This is not an edge stitch, so we will not be doing the chain 1 and then back into that stitch. We are going to be going for the next stitch after we do our 2 double crochets. So here is our corner stitch. You can see as it comes out kind of diagonally from that center cross, and that is where we are going to do our 3 double crochets, then chain 1, then 3 double crochets again, all in that same gap. You will just keep on repeating doing those 2 sets of double crochets in each of those square gaps, and then you just do a single set of double crochets in those gaps in between. I will show you the rest of it on this row as well as the next row. You will continue to work in the round on an increasing size square until you reach the size desired for your vest. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, do me a huge favor and tap that subscribe button. It is the best way to support the channel for free, and it ensures you don't miss out on the next crafting adventure.
Lighten up, take me on your magic river. Tell me all your dreams align. Sign me up and tell me about the people that you know who are trying to feel alive. Life can get hard, so honey, if you need to cry, just come share my pillow and rain, rain, go away.
So here I have the size of square that I desired for my vest, and I am ready to add sleeves. So I am using the Bare Naked yarn from Trilogy Yarns, and we're starting with chaining 3 on the top of that square. For this, we are actually going to go ahead and do 4 chain stitches. After we do our 4 chain stitches, we are going to do 3 double crochets into that same slot. Then we are going to chain 1 and then do 3 double crochets into each of the remaining slots. We will continue to do this until we have reached the desired width for our sleeve. You may notice the unwoven strands from the previous rows. I like to have them here as it feels easier to hide it within the sleeve seam. You can also have it along the side seam as well. When you reach your desired end, you are going to go ahead and do 1 double crochet, and then you are going to turn your work around. And here I am changing colors. We are not going to be able to do what we did before by wrapping the yarn around, as we will be ending on the opposite side. So here we are going to repeat what we did before. We are going to go ahead and chain 4. Then we are going to go ahead and do 3 double crochets into that slot, that first gap. And then we are going to go ahead and repeat our pattern of 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets until we reach the end. Now that we've reached the end, we are going to go ahead and just do 1 double crochet between those chain stitches and the other 3 double crochets on the other end. And we are just going to go ahead and turn our work and repeat this pattern until we have the required length for the top part of our sleeve. So we're just going to go ahead and clean up some of the ends on the sleeves. I think that will make it a little bit easier when we're joining them. So we're just going to slip that through there to start it off. Then you're just going to take the needle and just kind of weave it through those loops from the back of your work. That technique that I showed you earlier to create the sleeves, you're also going to repeat that for the other side. And as you weave in these ends here, eventually you will go in and you will be changing direction, and that will kind of help lock those ends in place as well. So here you can see we're going from the other direction, kind of from the front, just picking up those loops as we go through. and helping lock those ends in. So you're going to repeat all those steps for the other side, and you're going to be ready to join those ends up. So here we go on each of the corners, and we are preparing to join. Going to find that corner stitch, and what we're going to do is pull the yarn through that corner stitch. And making sure we're using the end that's attached to your yarn, and finding the other corner stitch from the other side. We're going to wrap our yarn around it, and then place the crochet hook from front to back into the slot, and we're going to wrap it around, pull the loop through. We're going to pull the loop through both loops. Get this a little bit more arranged. So before we were working 3 together, this one we're going to be going slot by slot. So here we're going into the next gap and pulling the loop of yarn through. So we've got 2 loops on your crochet hook. We're going to wrap the yarn around the crochet hook. And then we're going to find the next gap, wrap the yarn around the crochet hook. So we got 4. We're going to wrap the yarn around, bring through 2, wrap the yarn around and bring through 3. So here we go again. We're going to insert, wrap the yarn around the hook, we got 2, wrap the yarn around the hook again, insert into the other side, wrap the yarn around the hook again, so we got 4, wrap the yarn around, pull through 2, wrap the yarn around, pull through 3. And we're just going to repeat that process up the side. You see that seaming up the sides. This is the same process that you are going to use to seam up those shoulder seams as well on the top. Mind you, this is the wrong side of this stitch. This is the side that faces inward. The other side is the right side of the stitch. And you will just continue this process until you reach the armpit area. And there you have the wickedly pink crochet vest. I hope you enjoy making it as much as I enjoyed making it, and I hope to see your creation soon. I want to thank you for watching until the very end. If you enjoyed this, you'll probably love these other videos from my channel. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I'll see you in the next one.